and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Today, I have an instrument made by the great Santos Hernández, the famous Spanish luthier from Madrid from the year 1934. And immediately, what you're going to say is, well, that's a flamenco guitar, because this is a spruce top, cypress back and sides, typically what you see on a flamenco guitar, and maybe most notably, pegheads. These are the things that immediately you see them. You say, oh, cypress, flamenco. Oh, pegheads, definitely flamenco. You're like reassured. But I was just having a conversation with a luthier friend of mine. And, maybe some of you know this, maybe some of you don't, but the earlier you go back in time, the less of a distinction there was between classical and flamenco guitars. Well, let's just say at the root of it all, one of the roots of this is that cypress back and sides was a local wood that was cheaper. That's what I heard quite often. Apparently there's like quite a large number of other reasons. Some things that have to do with the sound, some things that have to do with like what the flamenco guitarists were preferring. I even heard a story about how the gypsies at the time that were playing the flamenco guitars were actually taking wood from caskets. And they liked one that was cheap or free, and they also liked the spiritual side of that thing. That's just a story. I can't point to sources right now, but certainly cypress was a readily available wood, and tuning machines were much more expensive than tuning pegs. These tuning pegs are honestly like corks in a wine bottle with like a little bit more, just like a little handle for it. These are not expensive to make. I mean, anyone could make these tuning pegs. You don't need a factory. You don't need a line of workers. You don't need quality control testing. It's drilling a hole and putting a plug in it, basically. So that also made the guitars much more reasonable. Now, as far as the sound goes of these, I really think you'd be hard-pressed to tell the difference between a flamenco, Santos Hernández, flamenco, a cypress, Santos Hernández, and a rosewood one. Although I think there are some interesting differences that the woods bring. And certainly, if this was being used for flamenco, it would have been set up with a much lower action so that it was easier on the left hand and you got some more of the percussive elements. Flamenco guitarists love low action. It's kind of part of the sound to have that buzzing. Now, this guitar, from the previous owner, he told me that he actually had a new saddle built so that the action was raised up to low, but not flamenco low. So, sorry, it's still a little loud. That's what's annoying about pegs, but once you get it in, the action is still really low, by the way. So many beautiful tones on this thing, and yeah, you know what? How am I going to do this? I'm going to turn sideways. It's just got such a great Raschiato sound, you know? So pretty cool. But this guitar, I mean, my gosh, if you want to play classical guitar, if you want to play flamenco guitar, what a sweet example. So like I said, Santos Hernández, 1934, famous Madrid maker, carried the torch of Torres, made really loud, powerful guitars that are just so beloved today. Regino Sainz de la Maza played Santos Hernández guitars. By the way, there's a whole documentary that you should watch, especially if you can understand Spanish. On YouTube, you can see him talk about his whole rack Santos Hernández guitars. He picks them up, and you know, of course it's in black and white because it's a very old video, so you can't really see the color of them and everything. But Regino Sainz de la Maza was a huge proponent of Santos Hernández guitars, as was Yobet, and many other guitarists of the time. And now today, they're some of the most collectible and super special old Spanish guitars. Okay, but let me tell you about this. The condition, it's brand new. No, I'm kidding. You can probably even see from your screens over there that this thing has seen some days, all right? There are countless cracks. Okay, don't ask me to count them if you're looking to buy this guitar, because you're gonna make me spend my whole day. No, I'm kidding. I am joking a little bit. I mean, there are several down here in the lower belt, and then other than that, there's none on the top, none in this area. There's of course a golpeador, because this would be primarily used for flamenco. And there's one little crack that goes right past the golpeador here. And on the back and sides, you have the cypress with obviously some repairs here. And then the neck, very thin, well actually not super thin. In first position, it's got some thickness to it, but very, very rounded and comfortable. Very low action. And of course, what I was saying earlier is that it has peg heads. Okay, now these are things that if you wanted to have more modern tuning machines, you could completely have these changed to new tuning machines. It would require some work. But what you can do that makes things a lot easier is get what they call, I believe they're called planetary tuning pegs installed, which are extremely easy to tune with, like almost as easy as tuning machines. They don't work in the way of it being like a plug or like a cork. It actually turns like a tuning machine. It's very easy. I've had that on older guitars of mine. But you know, once you have it in tune, it's fine. I mean, obviously, people still use guitars with tuning pegs. Most of them are the planetary ones nowadays, when like a luthier builds a guitar with pegs. But I promise you this, there is no one that hears this guitar from the other side and says, that's a flamenco guitar. There's no one that would hear that. When I'm playing this guitar in a classical way, especially, you will hear it as a classical guitar. I mean, listen, we'll play some Tárrega maybe. Wow, that bass has a lot of authority on this guitar. Struggling to find that last chord, but how about that? I mean, wow, what a fun guitar to play on. I mean, especially these big open E's, pretty sweet. F, interesting. I think. You know what? I always double check. I've got my little hotkey set to the tuner app. In case my ear throws me off, which sometimes I hear different tones. Look, guys, I don't have a perfect pitch. I'm not talented like some of you guys here. F. Okay, it is. It's got a very deep sound, which is very appealing. These are the strings that were sent on this guitar too. It's a beautiful guitar. And what will really surprise you is if you look up the price of Santos Hernández guitars, which you're going to have a nightmare finding anyways, because a lot of dealers don't list their prices publicly. Sometimes that's for good reason, by the way. No hate towards that. But you're going to find very expensive prices for Santos Hernández guitars because they're very coveted. And then those that are in good condition, in fact, I just had one that's in amazing condition, classical model, spruce top with Brazilian rosewood back and sides, tuning machines, the whole 9 yards, really. They're very expensive instruments. For whatever reason, the flamenco guitar models, of his flamenco guitar models, just meaning cypress and pegheads, are a lot less expensive on the market. So even if this one doesn't work for you, isn't checking your boxes, you can keep an eye out for so they're real hidden gems. Listen to that. The action's still a little bit too low for me. I have to adjust. Wow, how fun. Let's play something else. Maybe, oh gosh, I don't know if I want to go into drop D, but I'll do it. You can really guess it's a one. I'm going to go a little bit flatter as I'm going to start. It's so lightweight, by the way. I mean, should we weigh it? All right, guys, here we go. You all win $1,000 if I get the weight wrong within 100 grams. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm gonna get this wrong. Oh my gosh, but this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna go with, oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna say it can't be more than 1,200 grams. It can't be more than 1,200. I'm gonna go with 1,180. 1,180 is what I'm gonna go with. 1,235. 1,235. Let's check once more just to be sure. Zeroed it out. Okay, let's try once more. 1,235. Boom. Let's hear a little bit of Capricho árabe by Tárrega. have to admit, this is the best sounding piece I've played so far on this guitar. Like, at least for me, it feels like a match. If you are interested in this guitar, please check it out at guitarcollection.com. You'll see a full album of photos, a full description for this guitar, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching.